I wait for my cereal to get soggy.
Do you do too?
I am a soggy cereal
You're
eater.
a serial killer. And no pun intended. That was good, right? That was good. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 4 of the Residential Remix Podcast. I am Dennis Stryker.
Derek in Fiesta.
And we are back. I mean, and you're going to notice things look a little bit different. We're in a different spot. I finally just said, you know what, Derek, come on up, head to Port St. Lucie. Let's record at the house.
I had an excuse. I had to pick up our new DJ booth that you built.
I think it came out great.
Custom DJ booths. We just started a new business. If you guys didn't know that, we're gonna start making custom DJ booths. It's a piece. I've been saying this for a while. We need custom DJ booths. Everyone has, I feel like, the same booth.
Yeah.
And I've always said we need to make our company as cookie cutter as possible. So in the event, if one of our DJs goes to an event, the output's the same, the look's the same. And I want to get into furniture. And of course, like everything else, just like this podcast, Stryker's like, I got this, say less, and builds a massive DJ booth that, of course, you can't put in your car. So now I brought the trailer's outside. And we're going to bring this thing home today.
It came out really good.
Great. Hell yeah.
It mixes the wood with the metals that we like. It's got enough space for both of us to be able to DJ at the same time if we want to.
I love to do that.
And it's got some LED lights on it. That is
my thing. It's got some LEDs.
It's really cool. It came out good. So I'm glad you made the trip up here. I appreciate the hell out of you.
Yeah, man.
And I think the first thing we want to do to kick off this episode is to just go ahead and throw out. So we got in trouble. We got in a little bit of trouble. We almost got canceled after 3 episodes.
Almost.
So today we're gonna do 2 things different today. Number 1, we're probably just gonna do a lot more talking. You might find that this episode has very little real estate related information, and it may just be a lot of just fun conversations and us talking about both industries behind the scenes and things like that. But there's not going to be much education to this one.
Yeah, not a lot of mortgage talk. And the problem is a lot of restrictions in my industry when it goes to talking in general, advertising in general, podcasts, a lot of regulation, I guess you want to say the proper term for that is. Yeah. And so we're venturing on the edge here of what we speak about.
I like to be right on the
we're
line.
like right on the gray area. I like to live on the edge at all times. And we're getting to that point, and we do have to make sure that what we're doing is just open and educational, but not financial advice at the end of the day. Yeah. There is a massive hurricane forming. Massive hurricane. So today is Wednesday, the 25th.
Yeah. And
it's bad. It is pretty bad. And yeah, I think Tallahassee is about to get slammed. This thing is getting huge.
It's riding up the West Coast. It'll hit us. And when I say hit us, it's not going to hit us specifically, but we're going to get some bands, some weather bands. Sure. We're going to get some, what do they call them? Feeder bands, I think. Bands. We'll definitely get plenty of rain and wind. You're not going fishing this week, so you can rule that out.
No fishing.
But it's the worst part about it, too, is I had listing photos scheduled today for my new listing up here in Port St. Lucie, and we had to reschedule.
Yeah, it's tough. Weather's tough in general because I even have weddings this weekend. So come Sunday, I have a wedding. I think it's going to be far enough offshore by then. So. It is in this area. I'm in the Crane Club, Port St. Lucie, with Alex Gregory.
Man, look
Alex
at the dream team.
The dream team. So we'll be in your hood if you want to stop by on Sunday.
I might have to. The Crane Club is a cool spot.
If you're not cutting grass, dad duties.
I actually just cut it. It looks great out there.
But it's been raining every day. My grass is growing like a monster.
Yeah, no, it's
about
brutal.
to tell my landscaper twice a week, buddy, when it's raining, because this thing is bad.
I do try to get up and get it done. I'm out there by 8:30 waiting. I'm watching the clock, and as soon as it hits 8:30, I'm pulling the starter on the lawnmower.
Why 8:30?
I feel like that's more respectful for the neighbors. Anything before 8:30 on a Sunday, and I'm worried that I'm waking them up. I mean, my neighbor to the right of me is a Palm Beach County Sheriff's officer. I see him leave at like 3 a.m. sometimes. And
so he works late. He works nights. Right. He's working nights. So he wants to sleep.
Trying to be a little bit more accommodating on Sunday mornings. Okay. But 8:30 comes and I'm out cutting the grass and getting it done.
Now, why not cut it middle of the week?
We run 2 businesses. I need to focus more on those businesses. Not to mention the fact
I'm just saying, like,
I've got 27 kids that need my attention in the afternoons. So what I can't be doing is out there cutting the grass, and it's miserably hot.
I feel you.
miserably hot. When's the last time you cut a lawn?
My own,
Any lawn?
any lawn. So my in-laws own a landscaping business,
They do.
a massive landscaping business, and they decided to let me cut their grass every once in a
I
while.
like how they say let you cut your
Well, they're like, yo, help me out. I'm like, yo, because I try to be the good son-in-law, and I'm like,
course.
bro, I'll help you out. So it's a riding mower. This thing
fun.
hauls butt.
Oh, I
dude.
believe it.
I can do wheelies on this thing. This thing moves. And I am petrified of snakes. Snakes is not my thing.
no.
Snake popped out, that lawnmower ran through the fence. I went, let's just say I didn't cut the grass anymore.
I feel like as long as you and I have been friends, I don't know. I didn't know that you had I'm going to call it a fear of snakes. I didn't know that.
Snakes are not my thing, dude.
There's two things, and I was thinking about this earlier, and I'm going to talk my shit for a little while. I can't picture you any younger than the age you were when I met you. Like, I can't picture, and I think your friends can agree with me on this. Like, I can't picture you as a kid. I can't imagine what you were like as a kid.
Probably
like,
a pain in the ass.
I'm sure you were, and we'll get your mom on here someday. But I can't imagine, you or us being friends in like elementary school.
You have to reference Lear and all these guys for that. I mean, we played baseball.
Right.
I didn't do anything but sports. My thing was just school, sports. How my mom drove, like, because right now when my kids, they all do their extracurricular activities at school.
Yeah.
They don't go to travel ball. Even when I coached Eden's team, we won the World Series that year. When we did that on rec ball, it was difficult because of having two kids, and she brought my sister to her things and brought me to her things. How parents back in the days did it is kind of crazy. It's wild. Yeah, it's wild. But all I did was sports. I did sports until I literally drove myself to sports in high school. So it was nothing. And then I was working at 13.
Right, same.
When do you feel like kids should start working?
Sophia just turned 14 and she's already dying to go apply at Publix. I mean, I was 14. I lied about my age so that I could be a busboy at Zuccarelli's in West Palm.
Zuccarelli's, wow.
And I know I'm throwing it back there, but I got the job because my stepdad at the time went to high school with the owner, Olympia. He kind of put in the word for me. I totally lied about my age. And that was my first job. I was a busser. I was making like $100 a night as a busboy.
Great.
Italian restaurants. I mean, they had a guy that would come in. You'd bring him a bowl of bread, and he'd tip you $10. And you'd come back and refill his drink. He'd tip you another $10. It was the typical Italian restaurant, but that was my first job at 14.
For sure. That's a great restaurant. I feel like everyone should work in the restaurant business at one point. Now, I never have.
I was just gonna
but
say.
Technically, I'm in the biz. I mean, so I've been around enough restaurants and enough in the biz people. I feel like I kind of am.
It's like me saying I'm Cuban by relation.
That's fair. It's fair. What did you say the other day? You answered the phone.
Dime.
I said dímelo. I said dímelo. I was like, I had to double check my phone. I'm like, who did I just call?
I was listening to Pitbull Globalization. I was feeling it. I don't know.
Latin that morning. So Eden's my oldest, and I think everyone should know that by now. And I was like, hey, when you applying,
there you go.
Publix is down the street from my house.
For sure.
And she's like, I'm not working at Publix. Dude, that was the joint right there because we made so much money in tips at Publix, and everyone from Yoan to Lear. I mean, everybody worked at the Publix in Palm Springs. We grew up there. There's so many of my close friends that worked there. That was like our spot forever until I think I've only held another job, which was at Circuit City.
Circuit City
was the bomb. I love me some Circuit City.
That's where I think you learned everything you know about like audio installs and
everything. And on their dime, which was amazing because I didn't have to learn. They were like, oh, can we take you to training? I'm like, say less.
Yeah.
And they trained us in 12 volts. So I did home audio, theater, went to all those classes. It was an amazing company to work for because they literally paid you to train.
Yep.
And then we got like 80% off of everything. So we got to buy all the shit, throw it in our cars. And I always had a massive system. Man. So, and I'm like, I'm trying to get Eden to do the same thing right now. And I'm like, you need to go get a job. As much as I love you, I'm not stroking a check for you for a car right now. You need to have something. Show me that you're willing to work.
Right.
Pay for your insurance, do something. She's like, I want to work at Starbucks. She wants just Starbucks or, it's somewhere else that she wanted to work at. And I'm like, no.
Somewhere fun, right? Like my daughter, she wants to work at Crumble or
something like that.
Yeah,
right.
See?
I'm like,
No.
Publix.
There was
work.
no glamorous jobs. There was whatever was close to you that would actually take your application and hire you.
Because of your age.
Yeah,
Nothing is age. But she's 15. Man, I was literally washing cars. I would wash cars on the weekend, work at Publix since I was 14. Yep. And I was able to buy my first car in cash. I had to buy myself. I had to, my mom, Absolutely. She was a single mom, so she took care of us as much as she could. But, we had to buy our own things. We had to, be adults essentially early. And I don't know if we're hindering our kids. And this is like a weird topic because some parents are like, 18, get out the door. Some parents are like, do what you got to do, live forever. In our Hispanic culture, we, stay as long as you need to, do your education. We'll kind of support you. But it's also, we want to teach some responsibility to kids, right? So it's chores or like, again, Mila loves to clean the house and loves to do stuff. Eden's like, whatever, but they do extracurricular activities. So after schools, they're all into everything. So it's hard to go to work, I guess, at that point. Yeah. So maybe if they're doing extracurriculars, then we don't have to make them get a job, but at least summer jobs. You got to start doing summer jobs
for sure. On the weekends, if they don't have anything that they're tied up with on the weekends. I mean, there's opportunities. Sophia doesn't have any extracurriculars right now, so she's got nothing but time when she's home at 2:00 in the afternoon. If she wanted to go bag groceries at Publix or restock the shelves, I'm happy to take her over there. It's not far. If she could get something fun and cool like a Starbucks or a Crumble, I mean, we're willing to accommodate.
It depends what it's around you.
I talked to a guy this morning. I sent out a request to the city of Port St. Lucie because when my house was built, they didn't put down the swale liners, which isn't a very common thing except up here in Port St. Lucie. And I'm not sure why all of the houses are built so high up and they have all of these swales. And I say, I don't know
talking about that
why.
big ass ditch that goes in all the houses. It's called a swale. It's a ditch. That thing is like, I feel like I'm in Loxahatchee when I come out here because every house has this thing.
It is. It's a very steep ditch. It is a steep ditch that you have out here. It's to accommodate the rainwater and the fact that we don't have the infrastructure to really get all of that water pushed out quick enough. The other day it rained for about an hour, and next thing I know, I look out and, thank God I have a truck. It was at least 8 to 10 inches deep.
Dude, I saw that. I think you or your wife had posted the video, and it looked like it was a lake out there.
It was bad.
It was brutal. I was like, wow, because if you had a low car, you're definitely getting some water in that car. But that ditch is bad. Like, imagine backing up your car in the morning. Maybe you haven't had your coffee yet, and you turned the wheel too soon. I mean, I think maybe eating as a new driver, right? Learner. Absolutely. I think you might be turning and maybe hitting that a little too. So that's a little dangerous for me. Yeah. Feels like Loxahatchee all day. All those houses in Loxahatchee in here have the same thing. But at least
the house is built up high enough so we don't have to worry about the water getting to the house. But the swale is supposed to have a liner at the bottom so that the water moves a little bit better. It doesn't sit and it doesn't just turn into mud and gross. Ours doesn't have it because when the house was built, it wasn't a rule. The city didn't maintain the swales. They didn't install any new liners. That was March of last year. In April of this year, they were like, you know what? Maybe we should start doing it again. So they're in the process of coming back through to put the swale liners down.
Right.
But in the meantime, I had the city come out and I talked to the guy and he's like, well, you can put a new culvert pipe in, act like you're going to do a roundabout driveway, fill it all over with dirt, add some grass. And I'm like, what's that going to cost me? He's like, probably $3-4 grand.
Why not? Why didn't they do it when they started, when they built it? Who approved these plans, bro?
That's what I said. Not
who
me.
Approved these plans?
Not me. The builder was great. I mean, we're happy with the house. We're super happy with the house. But there's a lot of things outside that I feel the corners were kind of cut. The ground is extremely dense. So the rain, the water doesn't evaporate or dissipate very well. It puddles all throughout the yard. I mean, drainage, I just got done telling you what a challenge that is. I mean, there's just some stuff.
Kind of when you overflowed your pool for 3 days?
That was one day. It was overnight, and I paid for it with the water bill.
Rookies! Our pools evaporate, apparently. So this is the first house I've owned with a pool.
Same.
Right? So the first house we lived in for 10 years didn't have a pool. We had the above ground pool, but I just figured I was filling it because the kids were just making a mess, right? So now that we have a house with a pool, I thought there was a leak in the pool. I was freaking out because I bought this thing in the middle of remodeling. Yeah. I just see the water just keep doing this. So I had company after company come out, try to find a leak, and there was no leak. And so if you didn't know, I guess they're supposed to come like what, a half inch a day, up to a half inch a day, some crazy number like that. I was like, what? Doesn't make any sense. And yours pool level was down.
It was.
You threw the hose in there and forgot about it.
I was so good when I first started doing it. I think you and I had a conversation. You're like, throw the hose in the pool, let it run for a little while. The guy from the pool company told me, set a timer on your phone, set an alarm, do something. And this time I didn't do it. And I got up in the morning and it was over.
So imagine a hose running full blast for a good 10 hours. At least 10 hours. Because you did it obviously earlier in the day.
Yeah, afternoon time.
So it was afternoon, and then you noticed the next morning. So yeah, bro, that was some time. You noticed some time. So there was it was been a little wet. It was wet out there. We're having an issue with chlorine because it's raining so much. So I'm like constantly either trying to throw some more salt in my pool.
You have a company.
I have a saltwater pool. I do, but man, it's just raining so much. At some point, it's just I'd throw a bag in there to try to help out too, because its cost of chemicals is through the roof. Yeah. I have a couple of friends who own pool companies, and all I hear is nightmares of how much chemicals cost. So try to help my guy out, and I throw some salt in there.
I feel like what I pay per month for pool maintenance is pretty reasonable. Guy comes once a week, and I pay, I think, $100 a month.
Same.
Takes care of the chemicals. He just told me I need a new filter. He did try to gouge me on the filter, though. He charged
Amazon.
That's what I said. He sent me a bill for $120 for a filter.
Amazon was about $100, but my Amazon filter was, I just knocked myself out with the fucking mic. When it comes to brands, I tend to always use the name brand for everything.
Everything. You go to Publix, and you've got the bag of Tostito chips, and you have the Publix brand.
Tostitos all day.
Why?
I don't know. In my head, it tastes different.
Do you really think that?
Dude, I do not use...
Drop it in the comments if you think it tastes different. $1.50 difference between Tostitos
you
and
cannot
Publix.
tell me Cocoa Krispies are the same thing as your off-brand at Aldi.
It's the same
It is
cereal.
not the same. I want this. This is a debate for everyone online right now. I need everyone to comment that when you see this short to tell me that name brand cereal or name brand products taste any different from generic. Yes, they do.
That's like, so Kirkland brand vodka. Kirkland brand vodka
does not taste like Tito's or Grey Goose.
In the same factory as Grey Goose.
I'm not a vodka fan, so I can't comment on this situation.
But no, that's a fact.
But you cannot tell me that a spiced rum from Kirkland tastes like Captain. I will put that to the test any day of the week.
So I'm going to sneak some shit in. I'm going to take a bag of Tostitos. I'm going to empty them out, dump in the Aldi Tostitos, and then bring you the bag, and I want you to taste them.
But I would already know that you would do something like that.
Oh, see, now I just gave it away.
You gave it away. But I blind taste test. We're going to, you know what? Next podcast, we're doing blind taste test on shit.
Okay. All right. Deal.
Blind taste test.
Deal.
I am willing to bet I can tell you. That's like telling me Coke tastes different at certain restaurants, like McDonald's
Coke
is the sweetest
I just
Coke.
Told Meg this.
So you can definitely tell the difference if it came out of a 2-liter, a can, or it came from McDonald's for damn sure. This has been proven, but you can't tell me that. I don't know, I'm just going with cereal because I love me some cereal.
So do I. Yeah.
Cereal does not taste the same off-brand.
What's your favorite cereal?
I'm not going to lie to you. I love Cocoa Krispies.
Really?
Cocoa Krispies. Apple Jacks is still at my house. Oh, yeah. So I like to take Cocoa Krispies and then throw a little bit of Cinnamon Toast Crunch on top.
That's a game changer. You see Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce now are doing commercials for cereals.
No.
And they have one that's a mix of, what is it? I think it's Lucky Charms and Cinnamon Toast Crunch and something else. It's a mix of all three of them.
All right. So the next question, public, what do you mix cereals and what is your favorite mix?
I like this.
I like where this is going because do you really mix cereals? I started mixing cereal. Actually, I've always kind of mixed cereal, but now I like, just dapper a little bit in it. Now I've been trying to see what flavors match. Eden only eats one cereal. Mila waits for it to get soggy.
Ugh, no.
Eden eats it with Leticia right out the box. Like it has to be crispy. I wait for my cereal to get soggy.
Do you do too?
I am a soggy cereal
You're
eater.
A serial killer. And no pun intended. That was good, right? That was good. I cannot believe you let it get soggy.
I love soggy cereal.
You put the cereal in the bowl first or the milk?
Let it sit.
Do you put the milk in the bowl first or the
No,
cereal
it's got to
first?
sit. So I put the cereal in,
Okay, and then pour the milk on top.
pour the
of
milk
it?
on top, and it's got to like, straight up like bury it to the
You know
top.
there are people that put the milk in the bowl first and then pour their cereal in.
I would understand that if you're pouring it in it and like eating it right away because you want it as crispy as possible. That would be the only reason you would do that.
I always I compared that to putting on your shoes before your socks. Not the same thing, but you got to put the cereal in so you know how much cereal you're eating, and then you top it with milk so that you know the coverage level of the milk to the cereal. There's a ratio.
I know
there's
people who don't
rules.
even like milk in their cereal. For it took me a longest time to sell Mila on putting milk in her cereal. She's like, I don't like milk. I'm like, what do you mean you don't like milk? I love me some milk.
So do I.
Do you still drink chocolate milk at night? Do you make chocolate milk every once in a while? Because I do.
I don't make it. I bought the Fairlife. The Fairlife makes a fat-free chocolate milk that's higher in protein. I know. It is delicious.
Okay.
It's really good.
Yeah, last night I'm like a little kid at home, bro. I am like a little kid. That's why my wife always says she has 3 kids. Like middle of the night, I'm like, just gonna make myself a glass of milk. Everyone's like, bleh. No one likes milk at my house.
A bowl of cereal at like 10 o'clock at night, though, sometimes hits. If you're not trying to eat dessert and you want just something a little bit sweeter, cereal is the way to go.
Cereal hits, man. Y'all, if anyone did not grow up on cereal, that was dinner. That was dinner for a while sometimes. You want some eggs or do you want them? We still do that.
Breakfast for dinner.
Breakfast for dinner all the time. Tell me you're not cooking breakfast. I'm still going to do it. My grandmother used to make me tortilla. It's just like an omelet with French fries in it. I'm telling you, I had French fries and everything. French fries should be a topping.
Oh, my God.
We'll debate this because this is a true
this
fact.
Quickly turned into just a
this
food
is a
podcast.
freaking food podcast, bro. Because you know what? It is a staple in my house. There has to be chips. Has to be something crunchy on everything for me. Chips have to be a part of everything, or French fries have to be on pizza. French fries are in so Eden puts French fries on everything too. Sandwiches, hamburgers. It doesn't matter. It has to have chips or French fries in it.
I like the chips on the sandwich. That little extra crunch and texture kind of does set it off. I'll give you that. French fries on pizza. I might not be on board with that though.
I just did it yesterday.
That's a little weird.
I just did. I was at Italia. I love me some Italia.
Yeah,
and if you live in Royal Palm, go to Italia. The pizza. I don't know why some people are sleeping on this pizza.
Yeah.
I put the French fries in the pizza, folded it like a taco. That is my joint, boy. Fat boy for life. Fat boy for life. We work out to eat. I don't care what anybody says. You always yell at me, you can't outwork out.
I just got done saying it last night, and we said we were going to talk about this. I am trying my best, and my wife is totally making fun of me. I'm trying my best to eat more healthy, take more protein in, just kind of not really watch what I eat, but just kind of get more protein in my body. I feel like as much as we've worked out, it's always been the thing that I don't put the most effort in.
I make zero effort to eat healthy.
You can't outwork a bad diet.
You can outwork a bad diet.
You can't. No, you absolutely can't.
I did 3 miles on the treadmill this morning.
And
3 miles on the treadmill this morning. Did chest. Took our pre-workouts. Did our normal routine in the morning. And then had a protein shake afterwards.
Okay.
And that's it. For lunch, whatever the hell's fast food on the way home, I'm going to stop by. I might go to BJ's, go see Amanda. I might grab me something to eat. I don't know.
I watched an Instagram reel of a guy who ate a quarter pounder with cheese meal from McDonald's, medium sized, and a Coca-Cola. He ate that meal and he said, I'm going to run until I burn the calories off that I just ate from this meal. And it was 1,200 calories. Do you know how many miles he had to run to burn off those calories?
Yeah.
Almost 9.5
But then
miles.
you see stupid crap all day online that, okay, here's your example of 24 grams of protein, and then a double cheeseburger was like 24 grams of protein. Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
It's the saturated fat. It's the trans fats. McDonald's is not good for you.
No one, I mean, yeah, I'm not eating McDonald's,
but it's not bad
by no means am I going to Taco Bell daily, right? But we're going if my kids eat chicken tenders, I'm gonna eat a chicken tender. We're gonna basically our food groups at home consist of chicken tenders, French fries, pizza, French fries.
Pizza with French fries.
Pizza with French fries. I cook hibachi all the time. I love cooking hibachi. That is my thing. I get them, bring out the thing, and smash burgers we do, whatever. But it is like the same rotation. And then my wife's Mexican, so we
enchiladas.
do enchiladas,
Still one of the best enchiladas
That's the
I've
best
ever had.
enchiladas ever. Picadillo, stuff like that. A lot of Hispanic food at my house, but it is nothing healthy. It is rice, it is fried, and it is greasy, and it's amazing. So if I'm gonna eat at home, it's definitely not the most healthiest choice ever. Because bro, I'm sorry, there's nothing appetizing about broccoli and whatever.
You know what I had for breakfast? I have some pulled chicken that I cooked in the crock pot. I took probably about 4 ounces of the chicken. I put it in a pan, 2 whole eggs, a half a cup of egg whites, and then a half a cup of fat-free cottage cheese. And that's what I had for breakfast.
So over the top healthy. I had a Nutri-Grain bar and a pre-workout.
I know.
And Nutri-Grain, because it was just sitting in my shelf. Yesterday, I opened up my freezer and I saw those peanut butter and jelly Smuckers, whatever they're called.
Yeah, the Uncrustables.
Uncrustables. Bro, if you never had an Uncrustable while fishing in the middle of the day, 1 o'clock, my brother put me onto this. He used to make fun of me because I used to eat Lunchables. Like, I used to bring Lunchables with me.
Why not?
And they'd make fun of me. I also brought the pizza Lunchables too, because I'm here cooking, like we're fishing. It's a little much, but they used to make, that was a whole other story. So my brother would go and buy these Uncrustables. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, then one day there was nothing to eat. It was 2 o'clock. We're in a fishing tournament. I'm dying. And I'm like, he's sitting there just eating them. So I'm like, just bring me one. And I ate it, and it changed my life. It's the most refreshing thing ever.
So good.
I ate one yesterday before the gym.
See? And peanut butter has protein.
It had a protein,
The
but like
jelly is
I'm
fruit.
just eating what's available. I'm not going and being like, let me get 2 things of butter, bro. I also don't have a 6-pack, but that's fine. Dad bought for life. But you know, at the end of the day, we work out.
We're not getting any younger.
We work out to eat though.
We are not getting any younger. We got to do what we can to preserve the sexy.
As long as I'm not buying new jeans and my jeans fit, I'm good.
That reminds me, I need a new suit for the season.
Yes.
I have to get a new black suit before any of this
I know.
starts.
I have my 4 black jackets are faded for days.
Faded.
I am so sick of dry cleaning them.
I'm still a firm believer, though, at weddings, we have to be in a suit and jacket. Even as hot as it's going to be, we know it's going to be miserable. We need to, at least every DJ should have 1 or 2 nice suits in their closet to wear.
For sure. That's why I felt so bad going to this wedding this weekend. I called the groom. I'm like, dude, I am so sorry. I know we're at a nightclub and it's not a traditional wedding, but everyone there, they're all doctors. They were all dressed.
Yeah,
they're all
of course.
lawyers and doctors. They were dressed. And I'm like, and sitting here in jeans and a black tee. I felt so out of place. I had a player of my, I think I was wearing Yeezys or Jordans. I almost wore a hat. I didn't even bring gel.
Jesus.
So I just threw a bunch of water in my hair, combed it back, and I was like, hope this works, and call it a day. Yes, I was in the back corner. Spazio has a massive DJ booth, so you could not see me.
Right.
It was, you saw me like chest up, and the wedding was great. It was 3 hours. It was in and out, and then we went out afterwards. But yeah, you have to dress the part. You have to look the part, and I think that when I see DJs at weddings, and we wear hats everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
I think the only time I don't wear a hat is at a wedding, and I still wish I could.
Yeah, we've talked about that too. And I mean, I think as edgy as we get, even with knowing that we have to wear a suit, we will wear Jordans. We'll
I've come to wearing my Jordans, my lows at weddings. And everyone outside a wedding right now is wearing Jordans.
Oh, absolutely.
Tennis shoes are in for wedding tennis shoes. They say tennis shoes?
Aren't you
Tennis shoes. We're
sneakers?
so old.
You're so
Sneakers.
We spend all this money on shoes though. Like I have an obscene amount of shoes for probably no reason. That according to my therapist, it has something to do with my mom, but that's another conversation. But I invest so much money into my sneakers, and I want to wear them because it makes me feel good to look down and see them. It's not a matter of what everybody else thinks when they see my shoes. It makes me feel good about myself to look down and say, you know what, I worked my ass off so that I could buy $160, $170, $280 shoes. And it makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. And they look cool.
I don't disagree with you because I've spent thousands on shoes. I have, 3 pairs of red bottoms, and I stopped wearing them. I used to wear those to every wedding.
Everything.
Then I figured out what they cost when you lose the red.
Yep.
And I didn't pack because again, my first pair, I didn't buy the protectors, so
Right.
I just wore them. I was like, "Cling." No, it was the worst idea because now I have to go send them all out to get them resurfaced. They're willing to do one of them for free because I had bought multiple pairs. My wife obviously has a couple of those as well. How weird would it be if I had red bottoms and she didn't have red bottoms?
I think it's fine. She might be upset.
She might be upset. I think I'm not sure who had red bottoms first. I'm gonna go with her.
You definitely did. I know that for a fact.
I don't know. I got Alex a pair of red bottoms
You
because
got
he was
yours,
wearing,
and then I remember
got
you
mine.
sending me a picture of you taking her to the store to go buy hers.
Damn, I think
they were the
I
tan
did get,
ones.
Yes. I think I did get red bottoms first, and then I was like, I have to take her at this point. So I took her to the boutique down south. But I stopped buying expensive ass shoes because I literally feel so much more comfortable in the Jordans at weddings.
Yep.
It looks cool, and everyone else has them on.
Absolutely.
So I do feel like I think the look is there, but you definitely have to have at least black pants and a black shirt.
Yeah.
Obviously, industry standard. If you have a jacket, wear a jacket as a DJ at a wedding. If you're starting to mix, sometimes the jacket comes off.
Yeah, sometimes.
sleeves roll up.
What do you think of this new style that I see? Like Ryan Serhant, if I just said his name and you don't know who he is, he's the most followed real estate broker in the world. He has the most followers on social media. Ryan Serhant opened his own brokerage, Serhant. He has started this new trend where he wears suits and he rolls up the cuffs. They almost have like the buttons unbuttoned on the sleeves, and he rolls up the sleeves to about here, where you can see the shirt underneath the jacket. And I'm looking at it, and he knows. I see the guy dressed, and he dresses incredibly. But then I see this, and it's like a casual.
He's rolling the jacket up.
The jacket and the shirt, not like Miami Vice. That was a little weird time of life, but
Still look cool.
it still looked cool. He's bringing just the cuff up a little bit, but you can see. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll put a picture up. You guys can decide if you think it looks cool. I just feel like a suit. Like you feel like a different person when you wear the suit,
For sure.
but you should wear the suit the way it's
I
intended.
used to
be
never wear a
worn.
jacket. I started wearing jackets when you were wearing jackets heavy. Because every party you'd wear a jacket, and I'm always felt like the assistant. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn little homie, you don't have a jacket. So I started wearing jackets because you were wearing jackets to every single event. So I'm like, I have to get a jacket. Why do I never look like Stryker? So
Act as if, right?
act as if
just for the part you want to be.
For the part, yeah, fair enough. You can't say that enough to people.
No,
You know, dress for the job you want.
That's right.
Dress for the career you want, or act as if. Act as if has always been my favorite.
Absolutely.
Act as if you own this company. You walk in there like you own this place. I walk into everywhere like that.
that goes into the same as like assuming the yes. When you're selling something or you're negotiating something, you're always assuming the answer is yes. And you talk and conversate with whoever you're talking to with the expectation that the answer is going to be yes at the end of the conversation. And when we are at these events, we always want to be advertising ourselves for the next event. You never know who you're going to see at weddings or events. We just did this thing down in downtown West Palm, and you don't know who was walking through the amphitheater that looked up and saw our great looking speakers. Everything was clean. The cords were taped down. We looked all in the same color clothes. I mean, it was a great look, and you never know who's going to see that and
100%.
say, who was that company?
100%. And that's why it's imperative. And I got to tell everybody who's young listening to this, you know, the grace come with the wisdom.
That's right.
You know, definitely, you know, look the part. Stop, you know, you can't expect mom and daddy to bail you out. Because I heard the other day, some podcast that some girl lost her job. Okay. And then her mom and dad called the job and was like, why did you fire my daughter? Try to get her job back. Like, is it the younger crew? Is this the younger people doing this? Like, do you depend on people to bail you out of situations? Because I thought that was freaking insane.
I think this comes along with this whole idea that even if you didn't get first, second, or third place, you're still entitled to an award or a medal or something. And it's just become this entitlement, this feeling of everybody should feel like a winner, when I think I think losing builds so much more character than getting an award.
Man, we took our
that you
L's
may
as
not have
kids.
deserved.
We took L's as kids. You lost a tournament. You just lost. You got a second place trophy. You didn't get one that said first. We had first, second, and third place trophies. There wasn't like participation grades. There wasn't a participation trophy. If you just didn't get one.
Right.
Like, you might have gotten a ribbon. I think you had participation ribbons.
Yeah, maybe for field day.
Like,
in
yeah, but
fourth
you
grade.
got a trophy because you won.
Right. Yeah.
That was it.
That's how it should be.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
There should definitely not. You should not get a trophy for showing up.
If you ain't first, you're last.
You ain't first, you're last. Shake and bake.
That's it. I mean, it's such a crappy thing to have to tell your kid, yeah, you lost. I'm sorry, but that's just the way life is. And you feel bad for them. You want them to have that feeling of coming in first place, but then you also want to teach them the harder you work, the better chance you have of coming in first place. And if they're getting an award or a medal or a trophy or something for 6th, 7th, or 8th place, there's no motivation to be better.
Zero.
And everybody should want to be better.
Zero.
In everything.
I can't stress that enough because it's like it drives me. Bing bong, bing bong. Music of the week.
Yeah, let's get into house track of the week. Let's go. What do we got?
Week. So as we're wrapping our podcast up, we're going to go over a little bit of music real quick.
Let's do it.
So again, I'm back. I'm different DJ.
Not Beltran.
Not Beltran. Beltran is not this week, even though I was definitely looking for something new that came out from him. Green Velvet. I know the song that came out a little bit ago. So love me some sing-alongs again. So I had to go back to Kiss from a Rose. I mean, there is no other choice. Yeah. I'm going to look for sing-alongs. I think I should just type in sing-along house tracks. If that was a category, I would own it.
You should make a crate in your laptop. That should be just a go-to crate for sing-along tracks.
How do you organize your crates?
Have
you changed the organization of your crates since you started DJing?
I have. I'm now 3 laptops or so later since I started DJing, and I always admired, aside of Alex's biceps, I loved the way he categorized his laptop and his crates. He takes every genre and then he has sub crates within it, and he never has to scroll further in that crate than maybe once or twice. Then he starts a new crate. So he'll have top 40, and then within top 40, he'll have sub crates of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and maybe 15 to 20 tracks in each sub crate. Then he'll go on to hip hop. Then he'll go on to house, and he has the house genres broken up into, trance or EDM. I loved that. So I tried to do the same thing.
I'm just giggling because trying to DJ in your laptop is so impossible for me, or in Alex's laptop, because it's the same. And I was looking through your laptop the other day. We're just playing music for testing microphones and testing the sound. And I'm like, what the hell is this crap? All mine is labeled depending where I play.
Jams 1, Jams 2.
Jams 2.
Jams
so
3.
Dynamic is the one who did that. Chris, come to find out, has the same ones.
I saw.
Did you see that?
Yes,
and that's
I saw.
not. And so Oscar was like, this is my jams folder. It's just the top crap. So anything super top 40 goes in a folder that says jams. Just cool shit to play. So I don't have to leave that folder. The only time I leave is if I'm playing something the previous year. So if I'm going from jams 1 to, I think I'm on like 10, 12.
You're definitely up there.
I'm up there. House music get now broken down because we've switched our sound from.
Oh yeah.
I've switched my sound through the years. Everyone used to call me the mashup king because all I did was play mashups. And I kind of still do, but now we just consider it a remix, right? But it was a mashup every other song back in the day. That was Crooklyn Clan was so, relevant in that time. Crack for DJs, all those old school original websites. We used to spend so much money on music. I think we were the only ones buying music at that time because we
set
just
us apart.
That's what literally we just sounded different, but it was just such a cool tracks. Yeah. And then those were in stuff. I have the entire AV8 collection. So rest in peace, Fat Man Scoop.
That's right.
But I have the entire AV8 collection on vinyl, took those and put those on MP3. And I've had that. I had a folder dedicated to that for years. And so I've had all the AV8s, and then all my reggae is perfectly in rhythms. The entire every single reggae song has all in the perfect rhythms, and that was thanks to DJ Lennox.
Organization and crate organization. I mean, the way you set up your laptop and your crates, the way I do, the way Alex does, the way Chris does. I mean, everybody has their own way because it's your laptop, and you're right, having to go off and on. There's been events where I've had to jump on your laptop and DJ because you got pulled away for something, and vice versa. We figure it out. We have, the go-to crates.
Terrible with names, though.
You are, but you can usually do the scroll until you find something. That's what I'll do from time to time if I'm lost.
Just go to all BPMs. Did you know you can organize you can do 2 categories now at a time?
You sent me that video. That's how
Sent
I
you that
learned
video.
it.
Is mind blown.
Amazing.
Because all my mixes are in key. My biggest thing now, especially with house music and DJing a lot more house and hip hop, is being in key. So I take my BPM in key and throw it in there to make sure my mixes always make sense and I'm on tempo.
Yeah, I think there's something the normal person isn't going to notice it. I don't think anybody notices
Holy
in the
shit,
crowd that it's
drives
going to
me
be off
insane.
key. And there is something to be said about changing the key, and it doesn't go directly from 4/8 to 5/8 or vice in any direction. You can switch it up if you want the energy to come along with it. So maybe if you go from a 4/8 to an 8/8, but the energy needs to come up, it's
for the general people to understand what we're just talking about. I feel like we're going into such crazy detail right now. If you're a DJ, you're like, yeah, these guys make sense.
Yeah.
It's like playing 100 BPM. You're playing, I don't know, just make a song, back that ass up.
Sure.
You're playing back that
It's
ass up.
98 BPM,
It's
but
it's a high BPM. You're around 98. So, or a Lauryn Hill song.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, like Ready or Not.
Ready or Not. Same thing. Ready or Not.
Similar BPMs, just totally different energies, way off key.
Way off key.
But
you know, when that song plays, you're like, your energy level went from here to here.
Right.
Whenever you're at a nightclub and the energy level goes from here to here and it's not constantly going upward, which you should as a DJ always play upward progression. When you feel that energy drop, that's because that DJ just went from one end of the spectrum to the other. We do that to reset crowds a lot, but I do that on massive BPM switches. When we get out of a house set and we're going into like some just grimy hip hop, and we've played, you know, a Drake remix that was a house track, and we went back to the original track. That's when you'll hear that big genre switch for me.
Exactly, yeah.
But then when I hit 70 BPM and we're playing Rick Ross again, I'm going this way, right up again, all the way back up until I get to 130.
It needs to be a purposeful change. Like, you can't just go from, you know, high energy to low energy without there being, you know, some kind of a transition involved or something that accommodates that move, so that it's not just abrupt. It's like slamming on the brakes of a car.
Bro, it's so brutal sometimes.
And the dance floor, like, as much as we say they're not going to notice the key change, they're going to notice the energy switch, and you're going to see them react, and it's going to do one of two things. It's either going to tick them off, they're going to leave, or it's going to reset the room and allow you to build back the crowd a little bit differently.
Playing the different formats, like, who do you enjoy listening to? If you were going to go to two different genres, open format and house music.
I still think Conflict is the king of open format. I haven't gotten to see him live. I just
saw him Saturday.
I haven't got to see him live, but if I had the opportunity to go see a DJ play a great open format, I still love Booza's open format set.
Yep.
I think he still does a great job. DJ Scene is still an incredible DJ, and Vice has been my favorite since day one. So I'll listen to DJ Vice. I saw
Vice
him in Vegas.
He's Vegas. These are two Vegas DJs. Locally, obviously, Conflict. Obscene crushes it. Obscene crushes it. Obscene crushes it. Conflict was fun to watch this weekend. I always call him the DJ's DJ. He does cool shit that you and I watch him are like, damn.
Yeah.
Like 4 tracks right over each other. Bah, bah, bah. And as a DJ, I know how hard it is what he just did and what he just put together and how he organizes his crate and to do that fast. Some of it's pretty damn awesome.
Yeah.
And I was laughing because I'm like, I love watching, but nobody in that nightclub knew what the hell he just did to accomplish, to get from that genre to get to this genre to go through. I was like, wow. And my wife was looking at me, and I'm just sitting there. I just giggle because I know what he just did, and no one knows that. I love watching him open format. You learn something new every time, and to watch him house DJ.
Are we going like big name, like a John Summit or Fisher or any of those guys? Sure. I mean, watching James Hype mix, because of how technical he is with the equipment, the songs are the songs, and he makes a lot of his own remixes, but the way he manipulates the turntables and the mixer, and he knows every click of the mixers of sound effects. He knows every turn of the high pass filter does just this. He'll backspin it just as many times. Watching him mix is incredible. The set, the songs, or whatever. If I'm going to listen to a set and appreciate the music and the songs, it would be somebody like Clooney, just because I love that format and I love that genre and what he
Clooney
plays.
crushes it. I love me some
great.
Clooney. Alex saw him at Space last time. I didn't get a chance to go. I was dying to go see him at
Space
Space.
is back open. It closed for a little while.
Space is open again.
Yeah, there we go. Where are we going?
Never.
No.
I don't even know. I don't think I can stay out that late. That would be a day I was going to sleep in the morning and just show up. Like, I would have to sleep. We used to be able to DJ, go to the afters, and then go to Space. You would go to Nikki Beach, or no, we would go to Space first, then Nikki Beach, and we would stay out pretty dang late. Now, I think I would sleep in Saturday, wake up, and then go.
There's a preparation. There's a preparation.
You ever see me prep for a DJ set? You ever see me prep for a DJ set? So someone's laughing at you. So a prepping for a DJ set for me, just before I start, is 3 Advil.
Yep.
Always take Advil. I had to take because the monitors, wherever we play at, it's usually loud as hell. 2 Tums.
Yep. Have to.
We're going to start drinking. It's going to go in. And a solid Red Bull or 2.
Oh, yeah.
That's where we're starting our sets. That is a formula. And the other day I popped out my blue cap, my bottle for my Tums. And I remember the waitress was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "We're about to drink." That's what I got heartburn before you brought the bottle.
There's a science to this.
About?
Calm down.
Leave the old guy alone. There is a science to drinking right now. And it's Tums and Advil all day.
Agreed. Yeah, me too. Listen, we have to, we're 4 hours, 5 hours sometimes into a set where we're there just nonstop and we have to be ready. We have to be prepped. We're not eating big meals. We're making sure that we're there. We can be present and involved. And God forbid,
I don't eat at weddings.
the stomach turns. Neither do I. And people always question it. Are you sure?
Do you want a vendor meal?
Nope.
I mean, there's a couple places I'll eat at, but 90% of the time you are not catching me eat at a wedding. Not if you're not there, or not if I don't have someone else there with me.
Even then, I'm questioning it because it's not that I'm going to say anything negative about your filet or your piece of chicken. It just, you never know. And my joke is God forbid I get sick, Uncle Jimmy's going to have to DJ.
If I'm in the toilet, there's only so many mixtapes that I don't go. I have hours of mixtapes, but maybe not go in the right flow to that event. No, I should record a DJ, like a wedding one day, and just record it, not say any announcements, just in case. Like the most generic wedding set. And then somebody really offended me the other day. They say, "Do not play September at weddings." Let me catch you not playing September at a wedding.
My favorite thing is to play September in September, to play This Is How We Do It, and it's on Friday night. Those are my
How do you not play that?
Thinking about it.
How do you not play September?
Not play September.
It was a videographer or a wedding photographer. It was somebody. I will post that shit right now. So y'all better start hating on these people. How do you not post? How do you not play September?
The problem is videographers do 2 events every weekend, and they hear DJs 2 days in a row every weekend for 52 weeks.
Yeah, fair.
The average person going to a wedding goes to maybe 2 weddings a year. Maybe. And that's a stretch. They're not hearing September every weekend for 52 weeks.
That is so fair.
So, yeah. Do I love September, the song? Sure. Am I listening to it when I'm not DJing? No, I'm not.
But you have to play it.
You have to play it.
You have to play it. I don't care what anybody says. I am not the YMCA guy. I am not we're not playing the chicken dance, guys. Let's stop here. We're not the wedding singers, but there's certain songs you have to play at weddings. You can't go into a wedding thinking like a club set that you're a resident at, where the same people listen to you week in and week out, the same bartenders. That point gets over. You get OD after a month. But I understand, and when a photographer says, "I don't want to hear this song anymore. If I hear the cha-cha slide one more time, I'm going to lose my mind." But I get that to a point. But if you're at a wedding, you couldn't say any better. Yeah, you're not there all the time. No. The guests are different. That's why I love weddings. We can play this group of songs that it's just good time songs. September's one of them.
Yep, absolutely. With that being said, we do allow the bride and groom to help kind of build the set list and the song list, and they can give input on do not play songs. That's important.
Are you playing Diddy?
I am so glad you brought this up. I've been dying to talk about this and find out everybody else's opinion on this.
I need all DJs to listen. Are you still playing Diddy? I need the DJs right now. Or, okay, better yet, general crowd. If you hear Diddy, are you pissed right now? Are you upset that I just threw a Diddy track?
And I think that
Like if Biggie's on the track and P. Diddy happens to have a cameo in the track, are you getting upset right now? Are you offended?
right,
Are
but
you triggered?
also, how many Diddy only songs have you played in the last 10 years?
Last night, because it's a house
I
track.
love Keisha Cole.
But I probably will still play the house track last night.
No, that's happening.
It is a jam.
Mo Money, Mo Problems. I am playing probably the Biggie part anyways because everybody wants to put the roller in the sky.
B.I.G.P.O.
So am I playing a little bit of Diddy in that song? Yeah, maybe just the intro, right? That just a little section of him. We're not going full Diddy. Nobody goes full Diddy.
Nobody plays that many Diddy tracks.
But there's no Diddy only songs, any Puff Daddy songs, any P. Diddy songs that are popular enough to just play by itself. Now, what about R. Kelly? Because all of his songs, his greatest songs,
telling me no.
are just him. Have you been playing R. Kelly songs?
I never play R. Kelly in the first place. I never play, like, what's that on G? I don't know.
What about Step in the Name of Love?
Never played it.
Oh, it's such a crowd pleaser, though. People love that song. Oh, man.
No, I don't play enough R. Kelly's never been a thing for me to play. Now, I still listen to it in my car.
Yeah.
You get in my car, there's nothing but R&B gets played in my vehicle.
I mean, we could go further. We could go Chris Brown because he hit Rihanna.
No. Okay, so the last wedding request was no Diddy, no Jackson.
Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson.
Really?
That was a thing, I guess, when,
there was some allegations of him touching kids.
like when Jackson had allegations, people were canceling Jackson in the middle of everything.
Yep.
So it is crazy how music is manipulated by cancel culture. Is Taylor Swift ever getting canceled?
God, I hope so. I am so tired of her. Not to mention, on a sports side, Travis Kelce has screwed me 3 weeks in a row.
3 weeks, bro. People are
hasn't
pissed.
scored a single touchdown this season, and he has effed me on 3 parlays.
Okay, do you play him this week? Because he has to. Too many people are now talking shit. They're going to give him the ball.
I'm giving him one more chance.
You're going to give him one more chance this weekend?
Chance.
I don't bet. I don't even watch sports. I watch baseball, and the Braves are doing terrible right now.
Yeah.
I'm so upset. We're barely going to make the wild card. We did beat the Mets last night, but I don't bet on games. I don't bet on sports, but I think you have a good chance if you're playing to play Kelce right now.
These are not betting tips by any means, but I hit 2 out of my 3 parlays this weekend.
I don't even know what that means.
So a parlay is when you take multiple, whether it be multiple bets into one big bet, right? So if you take the Packers to win, the Lions to win, the Jets to win, and the Dolphins to win, all 4 of those bets into one big bet, you have more money you could potentially win. But all of those things have to happen in order to win the big bet.
That makes sense.
So that's called a parlay. And
Okay.
I hit out of the 3 I put together, most of them were 4 or 5 selection parlays. I hit 2 of them, won a couple $100. I was pleased with myself.
Good for you.
I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with it.
Where's the clap? Where's the clap on the? Where's the sound effects clap? I love winning money.
There's the applause. That's right, winning money. I also sold 2 pairs of shoes this week.
Dang, you're killing it.
I sold my lost and found Jordan 1s, which have been in my closet, and I made a killing on those.
Good for you.
I sold my Jordan 4 Thunders. Did really well on those. I'm thinning out the herd, man. I got too many boxes up there. It's just time to start getting rid of some.
I don't have that many. I wear my shoes until I need to get rid of them.
You're welcome to shop in my closet.
I know we
anytime.
wear the same size. The best part about you have the same shoes, the same hat.
shoes,
Except you
same
like
hat.
except you like the Yankees though.
You got matching ones, huh?
Yankees. I do have that same exact hat and Braves.
You're gonna wear it.
I was shit. You would have called me. I would have worn it. But I'm a Braves fan, die hard.
We will emphasize on a little bit of a disclaimer too, and we want to make sure that everybody understands that while we are having these conversations, we're doing our best to be as accurate as possible with most of the information that we give you. When it comes to specific numbers, percentages, rules, and regulations like that, if we don't word them exactly right, or if the numbers are off, there's going to be some mistakes.
Which is why you're never going to hear me quote anything. We're giving you opinion. We're not financial advisors by any means, and I don't claim to be.
And after this episode is done, we're going to sit and record this really official legal disclaimer that we're going to have to put on some of our episodes. It'll probably be about 15 seconds long. That way you can just click that one button that fast forwards 15 seconds and get you past it. But
Yep.
it's our attorneys have required it.
Had a great time. Thank you for having me at your amazing house.
I love it, man.
Now we got to load this damn DJ booth in the trailer before it starts raining.
Yeah.
Good luck to everyone who is hitting the hurricane. And since this is
for
going to
sure.
air afterwards, I hope everyone made it out of the hurricane okay. And my wife already texted me, should I go get gas?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. Fill up.
Probably.
This is it for episode 4. As we always say, like, subscribe, follow, thumbs up. If you haven't put a comment in the comment box, you're slacking. Get it done. If you still see that subscribe button lit up and it hasn't been clicked, get to work. God
We're going to start
damn it.
promoting this thing better online because we finally got the YouTube channel.
And the quality of the
And the
last one
quality
was
is
great.
good. So I'm going to promote it. We're going to promote it.
Thanks.
You're going to see a lot more stuff online from us. Thanks for tuning in again, guys.
See you next week.